Hi, here's Lucy from Your Space. I'm your professional organizer from Amsterdam, and I love learning from my clients and I love learning from real people. So here is the question for you. How many items do you have in your everyday wardrobe, and what is the percentage that you actually wear on a daily basis, let's say within a month? Like, how much do you manage to rotate through? I'm asking this question because I have been reading a very interesting book called The Paradox of Choice. It helped me a lot to understand how the brain works on a very simple level, and I've already been talking about it with some of my clients. It came in very handy. So actually lately I've been getting a lot of clients who are sort of on their path to minimalism because they realized that the less stuff they have makes their life somehow more easier. And I am not a minimalist, but I definitely see it as well. So I have adopted much simpler and more intentional lifestyle, and it's definitely easier to live this way. And this book sort of actually explains why, and it goes back to how does the brain work and how has the brain been conditioned in the evolution. And we need to realize that in the past 50 years we've had choices that we never had before in our life. It's the abundance not only of goods that we can buy, but it's the abundance of career paths. It's all the things that we can be doing, all the events that are happening, everything that's on Facebook, all the inspiration that we're getting, all the books that we have to read. Like, there is just so much going on, all the advertisements screaming at us from everywhere, from the street and from Facebook and from Instagram, and it's just really overwhelming. And that's just something our brain is not really able to deal with. So very often we go to overwhelm, but also very often our brain actually deals with it in a way that it just blocks things. And now that's exactly what can also happen when you have too many choices in your wardrobe. So you've got all of these pieces of clothes, and and there has been many books and people constantly repeating this, that we wear about 20% of our clothes about 80% of time. And the reason might be that because you have such a huge abundance of choice, your brain actually can't deal with it. It results in you just sort of going into a comfy default. So you might be having these, let's say, 10 items of clothing that you just wear over and over and over again, and the rest 40 items is just sort of forgotten. But then you have someone who only owns 10 pieces of clothes, and that person will keep wearing those 10 pieces of clothes. So it's a little bit funny that actually no matter how much stuff you have, you will be wearing approximately a similar amount for most of your time, because you actually have to sort of block the overabundance of choices and inputs that you would have to deal with. You would have to spend so much time choosing what to wear, and it's sort of at some point becomes so overwhelming that you just are like, oh, okay, I have no idea what to wear, so I'm just gonna wear this comfortable thing. And then you might just feel a little bit bad about yourself that you're not wearing the rest of your wardrobe, which is something I'm getting very often. So if you have a really big wardrobe and if you have a lot of space to store things and you're unwilling to get rid of your t-shirts, your dresses, it's a good idea to really divide your wardrobes in seasons. So you really only sort of see a certain amount of items and you're only choosing from that amount, because the chances are that you will actually see those items, because the more items you have, not only that sometimes actually physically you can't see them because your wardrobe is so stuffed that you you've forgotten that you even own this piece, but also mentally as you're scanning, like you will actually notice what you have. If you still have too much, perhaps you want to rotate just for fun. Try to remove 50% of your wardrobe and see what new outfits will you come up with, and whether it's maybe a bit more fun without, without the pain of decluttering if you're not ready for that.